Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I will be reading from Art Just No Mail. So let's jump into it. VOF, I am a single mom to a mixed-race 3-year-old daughter, as I am white, but my daughter's father is a New Zealand Maori, the indigenous people of New Zealand who I met and briefly dated when he did his training and worked here in the States. He and I are not together anymore, and he is not involved in our daughter's life, as he moved back to New Zealand. But I do have some contact with his parents as my daughter is their only grandchild. And I do feel it is good for my daughter to know her Maori culture and her paternal grandparents as well. Anyway, I come from a well-off upper-middle-class family, and my friend Kate, female 29, is from a low-income working-class family from West Virginia. We met in college, are close, and Kate is a genuinely nice and kind person, but is also low contact with her toxic family, which consists of her stepmom Pam, her stepbrother Kyle, male 26, and dad. Pam is on disability. Kate's dad is a truck driver, and according to Kate, her stepbrother Kyle apparently makes women feel uncomfortable and cannot hold a job, does not really interact with others outside the internet, and has this fantasy about having a trad wife, and has very racist and misogynistic views as well. Last year, I and my other friend Rachel, female 30, along with some of our friends hosted an engagement party for Kate and her boyfriend Jack, male 34, at my family vacation home in the Cats. It was just supposed to be us, our other friends, and some of our colleagues from the museum. But apparently when Kate mentioned it to her dad's wife Pam demanded that we let them attend. After some back and forth, we decided to just let them come. But I opted to not formally send them an invite. Instead, I just told Kate that they can come if they want. Okay, so I am gonna speed this part up a bit, as it is already quite long. Basically, during the party, Pam and Kyle seemed rather out of place, as they could not really hold a conversation with anyone, and when anyone tried to talk about her stepdaughter Kate and her fiancé Jack, the ones who this party was to celebrate, Pam would somehow try to make it about her son Kyle. She kept trying to talk up her son Kyle to me, Rachel, and some of the other girls at the party, and they complained about us having Taylor Swift playing in the background with Kyle calling it feminist trash, despite me and Kate being fans of her, and this being my family's house. Long story short, I started shouting at him, telling them to leave, and I warned that I would call the sheriff's office if they did not. Kyle said something along the lines of, I would be perfect for him if I did not have my half-breed daughter, as he called her, and that if I wanted to be with him, I would have to put my daughter up for adoption or something. Payne then joined in, saying something along the lines of, how dare you talk to my son like that, demanding that I give her son a chance, etc. And they eventually left after our other friends and guests started chewing them out, calling them trash, and Rachel did call law enforcement. Kate profusely apologized for her stepmom and stepbrother's behavior, but I assured her that I do not blame her, as she did warn me about them. I just did not think they would be this horrid. Over the next year or so, Pam did message me on Facebook a few times saying things like, how dare you talk to my son like that? You? People think you are too good for us, complaining that we have never invited her or her son to anything. Again, I am friends with Kate, not her stepmom or stepbrother. Then that I should apologize to and go on a date with her son, to which I told her that her son is a coddled high school dropout who cannot hold a job, that Pam herself is unemployed. Her son is a racist and misogynistic bum, and her family, except for Kate, is trash, while I actually do have a well-paying job, a master's degree, etc. And I am more than capable of supporting myself, something neither her or her son could do. I then blocked Pam. It slipped my mind to also block Kyle. And I did tell Kate and the others in our friend group of this. Kate apologized for her stepmom again and revealed that her stepmom and stepbrother have been low-key stalking me and Rachel, looking at our posts on Instagram and TikTok and watching videos we post of us going on family boat trips, eating out at restaurants, and Pam apparently being envious of my family's 2023 Christmas dinner party. Because of this, Pam has been telling Kate of how she believes that she deserves the life me and Rachel live, hence why Pam is trying to pressure Kate to hook Kyle up with either me or Rachel too, which Kate has repeatedly refused to do so. The engagement party we held for Kate was back in July 2024, and between then and a few days ago, I have not heard from them. However, last weekend I was with my daughter at my family home in the Upper East Side, when ICE agents showed up at my door because apparently someone reported my daughter as being an illegal immigrant. I am not going to get into how the interaction with ICE went, as it was stressful and my grandpa's lawyers mostly handled it. But long story short, turns out Kate's stepmom and stepbrother reported my daughter to ICE to try and get my daughter deported in hopes that if my daughter was gone, I'd somehow be willing to go out with Kyle. According to Kate, she found out that her stepmom just created another account, and given the fact I forgot to block Kyle as well, he was still able to see my posts. They know my daughter is a US citizen as she was born here. Kate herself told them that in the past. But according to Kate, they think it's disgusting for me to have a mixed-race child, and they wanted to hook up with Kyle so they can be included in my family's social events, trips, on my dad's yacht, and live the life they think they deserve. That said, they also think that if they somehow get my daughter out of the way, it could start fresh with Kyle. Kate also mentioned that going forward, she will be going no contact with her stepmom and stepbrother, as she and Dak did not want her stepmom trying to interfere with or dictate their married life, as they as a couple have had problems with her before. Oh, so, Kate said, she will testify in court against her stepmom and stepbrother if it comes to that. Because of this, my grandpa, dad, our family's lawyers, and I agree that it is best we take them to court. If anything changes, I will try to keep you posted. Additional info for those who asked in my DIS. Yeah, unfortunately, Kate did come from a toxic household, as her stepbrother was an entitled golden child who was coddled by his mom. Pam is a controlling and psychologically abusive person who feels the need to control everyone, and Kate's dad is barely around, nor does he seem interested in being involved with his family. That's how I understood her family situation to be. That is why Kate, up until this past weekend, was only low contact with her family. But after the incident of Kyle and Pam stalking me and Rachel, Kate and her fiancé Jack have decided to finally go no contact with Pam and Kyle, as they really do not want their toxicity in their life going forward, and especially do not want Pam around any future kids Kate and Jack may have. Thanks for listening. If you like this Just No Mail story, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content.